What is the future of space exploration? Will we go to Mars? Will we go back to the moon anytime soon? Did we even go to the moon in the first place? Well, we did cancel the space shuttle program. Yet the federal government still has the same budget like it had during the shuttle missions. Could we have a super secret space program that the public isn't aware of? We still have a lot to learn about our own planet. I mean, the Earth's oceans are vastly unexplored. What used to be called global warming when I was a kid used to be called global cooling.
They're cutting down the trees.
Then I guess we'll have to plant some more.
Ow!
My heart.
But today we refer to it as climate change. They couldn't decide whether it was cooling or warming, so they made it a catch-all phrase, because the climate is always changing, no matter what, right? Warm to cool, cool to warm. So there's no sense in denying it unless you're some crazy conspiracy theorist.
Hey, all you Planeteers at home. Remember, turn off the faucet between usages and recycle those plastics. Or else, I'll turn you into a tree.
But the key to that question is climate change man-made and is it catastrophic? I simply don't think we have been collecting data for long enough to make that decision yet. I mean, recycling is good. Clean, renewable energy like solar and wind is great, and we should by all means keep advancing them. But the fact remains that they still cost way too much to be a viable source of energy for a developing country. Now, I'm not saying for certain that climate change doesn't exist or it's not man-made. I'm just saying we need more data. I mean, all the planets in our solar system are going through some type of visual change that we can see from Earth. I mean, we don't have people or probes on them to give us the data to see if they're experiencing some type of climate change too. Think about our solar system and all the planets. The biggest common denominator is the sun. Maybe the sun is just being a big jerk or has some type of solar indigestion. Solar flares aren't a joke, and it's a good thing our magnetosphere deflects the majority of the flare's harmful effects. I mean, we've been seeing an increased aurora activity that is both beautiful and scary at the same time. Because if a moderate solar flare hit us dead on, we would be sent back to the 1930s technology-wise.
Police discover the power of broadcasting. From mobile units, alarms are sent out to officers equipped with receiving instruments. It's in trial stages now, but it works. A mounted policeman gets instructions by radio.
And if a large one hit us dead on, we would be toast, literally. But hey, let's talk about space. Everybody should know about the Hubble Space Telescope, right? And the amazing images it's captured. Well, here's one of them. It's called the Hubble Ultra Deep Field. Every little dot, smudge, spiral, and swirl is actually a galaxy. And this is just one very small picture of an infinitely small part of our universe. I mean, our galaxy, the Milky Way, is estimated to have roughly 100 billion stars in it. And the Milky Way is on the average, the small size compared to other galaxies. But let's do some math and let's use the 10% rule. Say out of the 100 billion stars in our galaxy, only 10% of those stars have planets. Now say 10% of the stars that have planets in our habitable zone. Now say 10% of those stars with planets in our habitable zone have planets with the things we need to survive, like water and oxygen. Now say 10% of those stars with planets in our habitable zone that have planets with the things that we need actually have life. Now say 10% of those stars with planets in our habitable zone that have planets with the things we need to live and that actually have life, have intelligent life like ours. Now let's go one further. Let's say 10% of those stars with planets in our habitable zone that have planets with the things we need to live and that actually have life with a greater intelligence than ours. That's still 100,000 possibilities of life to occur that has greater intelligence than our own. And that's only our Milky Way galaxy. There are a lot more galaxies in the universe. But let's get back to the title, Our Future in Space, Beyond and at Home. And what does space have to do with home, right? Well, you can think of it as exploring the macrocosm by looking at the microcosm. And with that, we'll go to a little place in Europe. Usually the scientific world and the religious world don't get along very well and are butting heads. What if I told you there's a place where they almost walk hand in hand into the unknown? That place exists, and it's in Geneva, Switzerland, at the CERN Large Hadron Collider. This is the place where they accelerate particles around this massive complex, and at certain points they have detectors to see what happens when these particles smash into each other at over 100 miles per second. What they claim they are doing is looking for new and theoretical particles that they wouldn't have been able to find or see without smashing larger particles together. One of those theoretical particles they're looking for is the Higgs boson, aka the God particle, which they're almost positive they've found now. Some people say that the experiments conducted at CERN may create a singularity, aka a black hole, and it's going to destroy us all, while others think they're trying to communicate or even travel to other dimensions. And that had me thinking about that new Netflix series, Stranger Things, where they use a lot of energy and they make a bridge between dimensions called the Upside Down. You can definitely see the similarities between that series and the stuff that they're doing at CERN. Well, I said there's religion there, right? And there is. There's a large dancing Shiva statue located in CERN. And Shiva is known as the Destroyer, and that has a lot of people worried. But Shiva is also a creator in the Hindu religion. I'm going to let Aldous Huxley describe the image and the symbolism behind the dancing Shiva. He's a lot better at it than I am. And maybe it'll make a little bit more sense on why they have one at CERN.
It is the Shiva with 4 arms dancing with 1 foot raised. It's the figure stands within a great circle, a sort of halo, which has flames going out, the symbols of flames. And this is the circle of mass, energy, space, time. I mean, this is the material world. Within this, Shiva dances. He's called Nataraja, the Lord of the dance. And he dances, he's everywhere in the universe. I mean, this is his dance. The manifestation of the world is called his lila, his play. So, I mean, he sends his rain upon the just and the unjust. And he has this long hair, which is contemplative, and it streams out to the limits of the universe. He has 4 arms. In the upper right arm, he holds a little drum, which is the drum which summons things into creation. In his left arm, he holds a fire, which is what destroys everything. He both creates and destroys. His lower right hand is held up, which means be not afraid, in spite of everything, it is all right. The other hand points down at his feet, and 1 foot is planted squarely on the back of a repulsive, this infinitely powerful dwarf, who is the ego, and he has to break the back of the ego, you see. What he's really pointing at is the other foot, which is raised, and this means this foot is raised against gravitation, and is the symbol of spiritual contemplation. We don't have anything remotely approaching such a comprehensive symbol, which is both cosmic and psychological and spiritual. I mean, it actually is completely compatible with the modern scientific idea. I mean, it includes the world, you see, of mass, energy, space, and time, and the idea of the infinite energy dancing timelessly and forever through this world.
Now, even with that explanation, there's still a lot of strange things happening there. You guys can feel free to venture down the CERN conspiracy YouTube rabbit hole if you want. It's a deep one. You've been warned. If you liked the video, click the like button. This video will go up on Facebook and my YouTube channel. If you like what I have to say, go subscribe. Take it easy, guys, and stay safe.